Hello everybody. You know I said about this Strata Casa thing, it wouldn't all be woodworking tools. Well, my wife has somebody's given her a massive big fish for Christmas. Yeah, you know, keep your comments to yourself. And I'm going to attempt to fillet it, so this should be a lot of fun. I do have 4 fingers and a thumb on each hand, and I want evidence of that prior to this happening. Okay, we'll see how many I've got left at the end. Now this is a red snapper. Look at the size of its bastard head. It's about nearly 2 foot long, so let's get on with it, eh? Don't hurt me, Jim. Shut up. Right, pointy end goes in the fish. Bit of Dream Theatre on the dance set, so how to fill it in 13/4. You may actually be surprised to know this is my first attempt at ever doing this. Alright, one fillet kind of. Say goodbye. Goodbye. Again everybody, Jimmy Keegan here. It's Christmas Eve, or as Mike Harding would say, it was Christmas Eve at the Pig and Ball Bearing. Little bit of something I have to fix, so I thought I would put it on Strata Casa. Okay, I'm just going to flip over. What this is, it's the opening to my cafe blinder snapped off, and despite using the meanest, nastiest glue available, it's not working, so I'm going to have to come up with something else, another one of these seat of your pants ideas, I'm afraid. Okay, so let's see if we can learn something together. You see that this hook turns into a female attachment, which then moves your cafe blind up and down. Well, what's happened here is this one has broken off, and despite my best efforts to glue the original piece back on and drill it and tap it, hasn't worked, so I'm going to have to come up with something else. And I've had an idea. Okay, so I've had some of this aluminium bar just hanging about in the shed. I'm just in the process of bending it, and then what I'm going to do is drill it either side here and here, cut it off here, and then attach it to the shaft that comes down, bolt it right through. Hopefully that's the access for the hook, so we'll see if it works. Okay, so here's my little bracket. I'm going to have to drill through both sides, so I'm putting a bit of scrap wood in between, because otherwise the force of the drill bit coming down on these two will just bend the metal in on itself. So I'm just going to, as you can see, drill it both sides so I can put a bolt right through this, right through the shaft, hopefully anchor it all together. So I need to put a little kink about here, because I want this bracket to be slightly narrower than the end where the hook is going to go in. So what I'm using, let me just tighten that up, I'm just putting a drill bit in my vise, tightening it up, and then just knocking it with a hammer just to get that little bit of a kink in it. So now the other side. Bit of a kink both edges. Okay, cool. There you can see, there's my bracket. Now obviously when I put these under a bit of pressure, I've still got my little hook at the end and it should marry up quite nicely with the hook that turns the cafe blind around. We shall see. As you can see, I've married up 2 of the holes. Now, unfortunately, this part is moulded plastic. This part is steel wrapped in moulded plastic, so I'm going to have to go to another plan because I'm working really right above head height and I've not got so great upper body strength here. So I'm actually going to go in with a narrower drill bit and then use self-tapping screws to secure the bracket. Okay, see if that works. Okay, so here's my new bracket, fixed front and back, and let's see if it works with the hooking. Right, so I'll put the hook in my bracket, and now I'm winding my cafe blind up, and as you can see, didn't cost me a thing. A little bit of metal I had in the workshop, some self-tapping screws, and there it is, it works. I just have to tidy all this shit up now before the sheriff kicks me head in. Okay, so what have we learnt at Strata Casa this week? Well, the first thing is, if you don't know how to fillet a fish, don't do it, okay? If you're going to do it, don't do it with a blunt knife, okay? And then the other thing was, I fixed my cafe blind, so you just saw a little bit of improvising with stuff I had around the house. So I hope that was okay. I'll just keep putting stuff on, and some of it will be boring as hell, some of it might be interesting, some of it should be pretty funny. Okay, so if you've enjoyed it, tell your friends. Ta-ra.